If you've been chosen, this message is for you. Tonight, while the world sleeps in ignorance, your spirit will be pulled into a realm most will never access. You won't see it with your eyes, you won't hear it with your ears, but your soul will witness a truth so profound, so undeniable, that by morning, you will no longer be the same person. The universe doesn't reveal its secrets to everyone, only to those who've been marked, only to those who've survived the fire and refused to bow. Let me tell you about a man named Galileo. Centuries ago, he looked through a telescope and saw moons orbiting Jupiter. The world called him a heretic, the church locked him away, but he saw what no one else could see, and that vision changed humanity forever. He was alone in his truth, ridiculed and condemned, yet the universe had chosen him to witness what others were too blind to perceive. That's you. You're standing where he stood, seeing what they refused to see, and tonight, the cosmos is about to confirm everything you've known in your bones. They thought you were losing your mind, but you were losing your blindness. For months, maybe years, you felt it, a pulling, a whisper in your chest that something massive is coming. You've had dreams that felt more real than your waking life. You've seen signs everywhere, numbers repeating, strangers saying exactly what you needed to hear, moments of synchronicity so perfect they couldn't be a coincidence. But when you tried to explain it, they looked at you like you were unraveling. They told you to stop overthinking. They said you were obsessing, spiraling, imagining things. And for a moment, maybe you believed them. Maybe you doubted yourself. But tonight, God is about to vindicate every single instinct you had. Because you weren't going crazy. You were waking up. And the universe only wakes up those it has chosen to see beyond the veil. While they were building empires of illusion, you were being stripped down to your soul. They climbed their ladders. They collected their trophies. They surrounded themselves with people who applauded their masks and celebrated their lies. And you watched, confused, wondering why your path looked so different. Why did you lose everything they seemed to gain? Why did your relationships fall apart while theirs appeared to flourish? Why your career crumbled while theirs skyrocketed? But here's what you didn't see then that you're about to see tonight. Those weren't blessings they were receiving. Those were distractions. The universe was keeping them busy, keeping them numb, keeping them sedated with shallow victories so they wouldn't discover what you're discovering. You were being emptied, purified, and prepared. Every loss was a liberation. Every ending was an initiation. And tonight, your spirit will witness the truth. You were never behind. You were always positioned ahead. They mocked your solitude, but God was building you a throne in the silence. You spent nights alone when everyone else was out celebrating. You sat in rooms by yourself, processing pain that would have destroyed weaker souls. They said you were isolated. They said you were antisocial. They pitied you, or worse, they forgot about you entirely. But what they didn't know is that every hour you spent alone, the universe was downloading wisdom directly into your spirit. You were being taught in the mystery school of silence. You were being initiated into frequencies they'll never access because they're too afraid to sit with themselves. And tonight, when your spirit witnesses what's coming, you'll understand why God kept you hidden. You weren't being punished with loneliness. You were being protected from contamination. You were being sharpened in secret so that when you emerge, no weapon formed against you will prosper. Tonight, the veil will lift, and you'll see exactly who was with you and who was assigned against you. You're about to witness something most people live their entire lives without seeing: the truth behind the mask. There are people in your life right now who smile to your face, who speak blessings over you, who pretend to celebrate your growth. But tonight, in the spiritual realm, you will see their true assignment. You will see the jealousy they've hidden. You will see the curses they've whispered when you weren't around. You will see how they've worked, consciously or unconsciously, to delay your progress and dim your light. And here's the powerful part: you won't need to confront them. You won't need to expose them, because the universe is removing them as you receive this revelation. Their access to you is being revoked. Their season in your story is ending. And everyone who was genuinely sent to help you, everyone who was divinely aligned with your purpose, will be magnified and drawn closer. You're about to see clearly, and once you see, you can never unsee. They celebrated when you fell. but they have no idea you were just learning to fly underground. When you hit rock bottom, they throw parties. When your life fell apart, they gossip. When you disappeared from social media, from social circles, from the life you used to live, they assumed you were done. They wrote you off. They moved on without you. And maybe that hurt. Maybe you cried, wondering why no one checked on you. But tonight, you'll witness the divine strategy behind it all. God allowed you to fall out of their sight so you could rise out of their reach. While they were watching your collapse, you were being rebuilt with materials they can't even comprehend. You were being given gifts they'll never possess. You were being trained in dimensions they'll never access. And tonight, your spirit will see the wings that have been growing on your back this entire time. You didn't fall. You descended on purpose. And now you're about to ascend beyond anything they ever imagined for you. Tonight, you'll witness the spiritual warfare that's been raging over your life while you were just trying to survive. You thought it was just bad luck. You thought it was just depression. You thought it was just a rough season, a series of unfortunate events, a string of bad timing. But tonight, the universe is pulling back the curtain, and you're going to see the battles that have been fought in realms you couldn't perceive. You're going to see how many arrows were aimed at your mind, your peace, your faith, your future. You're going to see how many assignments were sent to break you, to make you give up, to convince you that you weren't chosen after all. And then you're going to see something even more powerful, the angels that stood guard, the divine intervention that redirected every weapon, the grace that caught you every time you almost didn't make it. You've been protected by forces you couldn't see, fighting wars you didn't even know were happening, and you won. Every single time, you won. Because quitters don't get this far. Accidents don't survive this much. You are here because heaven refused to let you fall. They're about to ask you how you did it, and you won't even know how to explain what God did in the dark. Soon, very soon, the same people who doubted you will come back with questions. The ones who left will want back in. The ones who mocked your faith will suddenly be interested in your peace, and they'll ask you, how did you do it? How did you bounce back? How did you change so much? And you'll struggle to answer because how do you explain the nights you cried yourself into surrender? How do you explain the moments you heard a voice when no one was in the room? How do you explain the strength that showed up when you had none left of your own? You can't, because tonight, what you're about to witness isn't something you can teach. It's something you can only receive. It's a divine download, a spiritual inheritance, a heavenly promotion that happens in the secret place. And when they see the results in your life, when they see the glow you carry, the authority you walk in, the peace that radiates from you, they'll know something happened. But only you will know what you witnessed tonight. Tonight, your spirit will witness the exact moment your enemies realized they lost. You've been fighting battles you didn't choose, wars you never wanted to be part of. People came against you with strategies, with gossip, with sabotage, with energy meant to destroy your destiny. And for a while, it looked like they were winning. It looked like their plans were working. It looked like you were the one losing ground. But tonight, in the spiritual realm, you're going to witness something that will bring tears to your eyes. The moment they realize they picked the wrong one. You're going to see the panic in their spirits when they understand that every attack they sent only made you stronger. Every trap they set only elevated you higher. Every lie they spread only revealed their own darkness. The universe has been documenting everything, recording every betrayal, marking every act of jealousy. And tonight, you'll see the divine justice being executed. Not by your hand, but by the hand of God. You don't need revenge. Karma has already been dispatched, and it's wearing your face as its mission. While they were counting your failures, heaven was counting your faithfulness. They kept a record of every time you stumbled. They made lists of your mistakes. They highlighted every moment you fell short, every time you didn't meet their expectations, every time you chose a path they didn't understand. They judged you. They labeled you. They wrote you off as someone who couldn't get it together. But tonight, you're about to witness what was really being recorded. In the courts of heaven, angels were taking notes every time you got back up, every time you choose faith over fear, every time you forgave when you had every right to hate, every time you kept going when quitting would have been easier, every prayer you whispered in desperation. Every tear you cried in private, every act of kindness you showed when your own heart was breaking, all of it was seen, all of it was counted, all of it mattered. And tonight, you'll witness your spiritual bank account, and you're about to realize you're wealthier than you ever imagined. Tonight, you'll see the version of yourself you were always meant to become, and you'll realize you're almost there. There's a you that exists beyond this pain, beyond this confusion, beyond this season of testing and trials, a version of you that walks in complete authority, unshakable peace, divine confidence, and supernatural favor. You've caught glimpses of this person in moments of clarity, in flashes of hope, in dreams that felt prophetic. But you couldn't sustain it. Life kept knocking you back down. Circumstances kept contradicting the vision, and you started to wonder if that version of you was just a fantasy, just wishful thinking, just your ego trying to comfort you. But tonight, your spirit is going to come face to face with your destiny self. You're going to see them clearly. You're going to see how they think, how they move, how they respond to adversity, how they carry themselves. And here's what will shock you. You'll recognize them, because you're already becoming them. Every test you've passed has closed the gap. Every battle you've won has brought you closer. You're not hoping to become that person. You're already transforming into them. And tonight seals it. They said you were too sensitive, but God said you were a prophet. Your entire life, people have told you that you feel too much, that you think too deeply, that you care too intensely. They said you were emotional, dramatic, unstable. They made you feel like your sensitivity was a weakness, a flaw, something you needed to fix or suppress. So you tried. You tried to numb yourself. You tried to be more like them, more detached, more logical, more cold. But it never worked because that's not who you were designed to be. Tonight, you're going to witness the truth. Your sensitivity was never a curse. It was a spiritual gift. You feel deeply because you're connected to frequencies most people can't access. You think intensely because you're receiving downloads that they're not tuned into. You care so much because you're carrying a burden for humanity that only the chosen can bear. God didn't make you weak. God made you a receiver, a channel, a prophet. And tonight, you'll see every moment you were called too much was actually a moment you were operating in your divine design. Tonight, you'll witness the doors that are about to open, and you'll understand why the old ones had to close. You've been standing in front of closed doors for so long, you forgot what open ones look like. You knocked, you pushed, you waited, you believed, and nothing happened. Those doors stayed locked. Those opportunities stayed out of reach. Those relationships ended. Those dreams stayed deferred. And it broke your heart. It shook your faith. It made you question if you were on the right path at all. But tonight, in the spirit realm, you're going to see something that will restore everything. The doors that are about to swing open. Doors you didn't even know existed. Opportunities you never thought to pray for. Connections that will change the entire trajectory of your life. Blessings that are so aligned with who you've become that you'll wonder how you ever wanted those old things. And you'll finally understand. God wasn't saying no. God was saying not that. Those closed doors weren't rejections. They were redirections. And what's about to open will prove that every closed door was protection, not punishment. They tried to silence your voice, but tonight you'll hear it echoing in realms they'll never reach. They told you to be quiet, to stop speaking your truth, to stop sharing your story, to stop believing out loud. They shamed you for your convictions. They mocked you for your faith. They rolled their eyes at your passion. And sometimes you let them silence you. You dimmed your light to make them comfortable. You softened your message to avoid conflict. You hid your gifts to keep the peace. But tonight, the universe is showing you something powerful. Your voice has been traveling. Every word you spoke in faith created sound waves in the spiritual realm. Every testimony you shared planted seeds in dimensions you couldn't see. Every time you stood up for what you believed, even when you were shaking, you sent shockwaves through the kingdom of darkness. Your voice has been echoing in heaven, warning angels, activating destinies, breaking generational curses, preparing the way for miracles. And tonight, you'll witness the impact of words you thought no one heard. God heard, and heaven responded. Tonight, you'll see the souls you were assigned to save, and you'll understand why you had to go through hell to reach them. Your pain was never pointless. Your trauma was never random. Your darkest seasons weren't accidents or punishments. They were preparing. Because there are people out there right now, drowning in the exact waters you almost drowned in, fighting the exact demons you defeated, standing on the exact ledges you stepped back from. And they need someone who's been there, someone who understands, someone who survived and came back with a map. Tonight, your spirit will witness the faces of the souls you were assigned to rescue. You'll see them clearly. Some you already know, some you haven't met yet, but they're connected to you by divine assignment. And every tear you cried is about to become a testimony that saves their life. Every scar you carry is about to become proof that they can make it too. You didn't go through that hell for nothing. You went through it so you could go back and pull others out. That's the weight you carry. That's the calling on your life. And tonight, you'll see exactly who you're fighting for. They called it a coincidence, but tonight you'll witness the intricate design God has been weaving since before you were born. Every random encounter you thought meant nothing, every detour that frustrated you, every delayed flight, every missed opportunity, every person who walked into your life at the strangest time. You brushed it off as chance, as luck, as the chaos of existence. But tonight, the universe is about to reveal the masterpiece. You're going to see how that person you met in a coffee shop 3 years ago was strategically placed because they're about to re-enter your life with the exact resource you need. You're going to see how that job you didn't get was because you were being saved for a position that didn't even exist yet. You're going to see how every single moment, even the ones that felt meaningless, was threaded in a divine tapestry. Nothing was wasted. Nothing was random. Every step, even the backward ones, was choreographed by heaven. And tonight, when you see the full picture, when you witness how every piece fits together with impossible precision, you'll fall to your knees in awe. Because you weren't just living life, you were walking out a destiny written before time began. Tonight, you'll witness the downloads that are about to flood your mind, and you'll finally understand why you needed the silence. Your mind is about to become a portal. In the coming hours, while your body rests, your spirit will be pulled into heavenly classrooms. You're going to receive strategies you never studied for, solutions to problems you've been carrying for years, creative ideas that will shift your entire reality, business concept, artistic visions, healing revelations, divine blueprints for your next chapter. And none of it will come from books or courses or mentors. It will be downloaded directly from the source. This is why God kept you in the wilderness. This is why you needed the isolation, because downloads of this magnitude require a clear signal, and you can't receive heavenly frequencies when you're surrounded by earthly noise. The silence wasn't punishment, it was preparation for divine communication. And tonight, your spirit becomes a receiver for information that will change everything. When you wake up, you won't be able to explain how you suddenly know what to do. You'll just know. And you'll move with a confidence that confuses everyone who knew the confused version of you. They celebrated their counterfeit blessings, but tonight you'll see the authentic miracles heaven has been protecting for you. You watch them get what you prayed for. You watch them receive opportunities that looked exactly like your dreams. You watch them step into relationships, careers, platforms, and successes that you begged God for. And it hurt. It made you question if God was even listening. It made you wonder if you were forgotten, overlooked, left behind. But tonight, you're about to witness something that will shift your entire perspective. Those weren't your blessings they received. Those were counterfeits, imitations, cheap substitutes that looked good on the surface but were hollow underneath. And God protected you from them. Because what's coming to you is authentic, sustainable, divinely ordained, and perfectly timed. Their blessing came from human effort and manipulation. Yours is coming from heaven, and it cannot be shaken, stolen, or destroyed. Tonight, you'll see the difference between what humans can give and what God has reserved. And you'll be grateful, deeply grateful, that you didn't get what they got, because what you're about to receive is incomparable. Tonight, your spirit will witness the exact moment the enemy realized you couldn't be bought, broken, or bargained with. They tried everything. The enemy sent temptations wrapped in beautiful packages. shortcuts that would have compromised your integrity, relationships that would have derailed your destiny, opportunities that would have taken you off course, money that would have enslaved you, fame that would have destroyed you, and for a moment, some of them looked appealing. Some of them seemed like the answer to your prayers, but something in your spirit wouldn't let you take the bait. Something deeper than logic, stronger than desire, kept pulling you back, and you walked away from things other people would have sold their souls for. Tonight, you're going to witness the spiritual realm's response to your faithfulness. You're going to see how hell trembled every time you chose God over comfort, how demons panicked every time you walked away from compromise, how your obedience sent shockwaves through the kingdom of darkness because they realized they had no leverage over you. You couldn't be bought, you couldn't be broken, you couldn't be bargained with, and that made you the most dangerous kind of warrior, the kind hell has no defense against. They thought your breakdown was your end, but tonight you'll see it was actually your breakthrough in disguise. There was a moment when you completely fell apart, when the facade cracked and everything you'd been holding together collapsed, when you couldn't pretend anymore, couldn't be strong anymore, couldn't keep going anymore. They saw you at your lowest. Some of them pitied you, some of them judged you, some of them walked away because they couldn't handle your humanity, and you felt ashamed, you felt weak, you felt like you'd failed at being the person everyone needed you to be. But tonight, heaven is revealing the truth. That breakdown saved your life. That moment of complete surrender, when you had nothing left to give and no strength left to stand, was the exact moment God could finally reach you. Because you couldn't be helped while you were still pretending to have it all together. You couldn't be healed while you were still performing strength you didn't have. That breakdown shattered the false version of you so the real you could emerge. And tonight, you'll witness how that moment wasn't your ending. It was your excavation. God was digging out everything fake so something authentic could be built. Tonight, you'll witness the supernatural favor that's about to override every natural limitation in your life. The laws of nature are about to bow to the God of miracles on your behalf. What should take 10 years is about to happen in 10 months. What should require connections you don't have is about to manifest through divine orchestration. What should cost more than you can afford is about to be provided through supernatural means. What should be impossible based on your resume, your background, your resources, and your circumstances is about to happen anyway because heaven doesn't operate by earth's rules. Tonight, your spirit will witness the release of favor so strong that doors will open just because you walk near them. People will be compelled to help you without knowing why. Resources will appear from nowhere. Opportunities will chase you down. And everyone watching will know that this isn't luck. This isn't timing. This isn't networking or skill or hard work. This is God showing off. This is heaven making a statement. This is the universe declaring that you are covered by a power that overrides every limitation, every obstacle, every rule that says you can't. And when it happens, when the impossible becomes your reality, you won't even be surprised, because tonight you already saw it coming. They're living in yesterday's version of reality, but tonight you'll witness tomorrow's truth that's already manifesting. Most people are stuck in what is. They look at current circumstances and believe that's all there is. They see limitations and accept them as permanent. They observe patterns and assume they'll continue forever. But you've been living in a different dimension. You've been seeing things that haven't manifested yet. You've been feeling futures that haven't arrived. You've been believing in realities that contradict everything visible. And they called you delusional. They said you were living in a fantasy. They told you to be realistic, to face facts, to accept things as they are. But tonight, the veil between dimensions is thinning, and you're going to witness the future colliding with the present. You're going to see tomorrow's blessings already in motion, traveling through time and space to reach you. What you've been believing for in faith is about to become fact. What you've been declaring in spirit is about to manifest in flesh. And everyone who mocked your faith will witness your vindication, because you weren't living in denial. You were living in a preview. You weren't ignoring reality. You were seeing a higher reality that they couldn't perceive. Tonight, your spirit will witness the reunion with the parts of yourself you thought you lost forever. There was a version of you that existed before the trauma. before the betrayal, before the losses that changed everything. A version that laughed easier, trusted deeper, loved without fear, dreamed without limit. And somewhere along the way, you lost that person. The world beat them out of you. Pain convinced you they were naive, foolish, too vulnerable to survive. So you buried them. You built walls around them. You became harder, colder, more guarded. And you thought that person was gone forever, that innocence couldn't be recovered, that joy couldn't be restored. But tonight, in the spiritual realm, you're going to witness something miraculous. The resurrection of everything you thought was dead. God has been keeping that version of you safe, preserved, protected in a dimension beyond this world's reach. And tonight, you're being reunited, not as the naive person who didn't know better, but as the wise person who's been through hell and chose to remain soft anyway. You're getting your joy back, your peace back, your trust back, your dreams back. But this time, they're fortified with wisdom. This time, they're unshakable. This time, nothing can take them from you again. They tried to write your story's ending, but tonight you'll witness that you're only on chapter 1 of your real purpose. They concluded you. They decided who you were based on who you'd been. They looked at your past and predicted your future. They put you in a box labeled with all your mistakes, all your failures, all your limitations, and they closed that box, certain they knew how your story ends. Some of them even wrote you off completely, assuming you'd never amount to more than your worst moment. But tonight, God is ripping up their narrative. You're about to witness that everything you've experienced so far was just the prologue, the introduction, the origin story of a hero they can't even imagine yet. Your real purpose hasn't even been activated. Your true assignment hasn't even been revealed. The version of you that will change lives, shift atmospheres, break generational curses, and leave a legacy hasn't even emerged yet. Everything until now has been preparation. And tonight, you're graduating from training into deployment. The real story, the one heaven has been writing since before you took your first breath, is about to begin. And it's going to be so far beyond their imagination that they'll have to rewrite everything they thought they knew about you. Tonight, you'll witness the prayers of your ancestors being answered through your life, and you'll understand why you carry weight others don't feel. There's a reason you've always felt different, a reason you carry a burden that seems disproportionate to your age, your experience, your circumstances. You've wondered why life feels heavier for you than it does for others. Why can't you just coast through existence like they do? Why are you constantly aware of something bigger, something deeper, something unfinished? Tonight, the universe is revealing the answer. You're not just living for yourself. You're carrying the unfulfilled prayers of generations that came before you. Your grandmother prayed for freedom she never saw. Your great-grandfather dreamed of opportunities he never had. Ancestors you never met cried out for a breakthrough that never came in their lifetime. And all of those prayers, all of those dreams, all of those cries for justice and healing and elevation, they've been accumulating in the spiritual realm, waiting for the right vessel. That vessel is you. Tonight, you'll witness the generational anointing that's been placed on your shoulders. You'll see how your success isn't just yours. Your breakthrough will break chains for people who've been dead for decades. Your healing will heal bloodlines. Your elevation will answer prayers spoken before you were born. This is why you can't quit. This is why giving up isn't an option. You're not just fighting for yourself. You're completing a divine assignment that spans generations. They said you were running from responsibility, but tonight you'll see you were running toward your real assignment. Every time you walked away from what was expected, they called it quitting. Every time you left a situation that was killing your spirit, they called it failure. Every time you chose a path that made no sense to them, they called it irresponsible, reckless, or immature. They wanted you to stay in the job that drained you, the relationship that diminished you, the city that suffocated you, the version of success that meant nothing to your soul. And when you left, they were disappointed. They said you couldn't commit. They said you didn't have what it takes. They said you were wasting your potential. But tonight, you're going to witness the divine perspective. Every time you walked away from their plan, you were walking toward God's plan. Every time you disappointed them, you were aligning with your destiny. Every time you chose the unconventional path, you were following breadcrumbs only you could see. You weren't running from responsibility. You were running from assignments that were never yours to carry. And tonight, you'll see exactly what you were running toward. A purpose so specific, so perfectly designed for your gifts, that no one else could fulfill it the way you will. Tonight, your spirit will witness how your pain has been converted into power that's about to be unleashed. Every tear you cried didn't just fall and evaporate, they were collected. Every scream you released into your pillow didn't just dissipate into the air, it was recorded. Every moment of agony, every night of anguish, every experience that nearly destroyed you, none of it was wasted. Heaven has been taking your pain and running it through a divine refinery, converting your suffering into supernatural power. Tonight, you're going to witness the alchemy. You're going to see how your betrayal has become discernment that can't be deceived, how your loneliness has become independence that can't be manipulated, how your rejection has become confidence that doesn't need validation, how your failure has become wisdom that can't be taught in classrooms, how your depression has become empathy that can save lives, how your trauma has become an authority that demons recognize. The enemy thought he was destroying you with that pain, but God was weaponizing you through it, and tonight, you'll see the arsenal that's been built from your battles. You're not just healed, you're armed. You're not just surviving, you're loaded with power that's about to change everything you touch. Tonight, you'll witness the final transformation, and tomorrow, you'll wake up as someone the old you wouldn't recognize. This is it, the moment everything changes. Tonight isn't just another night of revelation. Tonight is the night of complete transformation. While your body rests, your spirit is going to undergo a metamorphosis so profound that when you open your eyes tomorrow morning, you won't be the same person who closed them. The doubt that's been whispering in your ear for years will be gone. The fear that's been holding you back will have no power. The insecurity that's been dimming your light will be destroyed. The confusion that's been clouding your vision will be lifted. Tonight, in the spiritual realm, the old version of you is dying. Every limiting belief, every toxic pattern, every false identity, every wound that's been defining you is being buried. And from that grave, a new you is rising. The you that God always saw. The you that's been waiting to emerge. The you that's been hidden under layers of pain and trauma and disappointment. Tomorrow, you wake up whole. Tomorrow, you wake up clear. Tomorrow, you wake up powerful. Tomorrow, you wake up certain. And everyone who knew the old you will feel the shift. They won't be able to explain it. They'll just know something is different. Something is stronger. Something is unshakable. Because tonight, you witnessed what no one else could see. And that witness changed everything. You are the chosen one, and your time is now. If you made it to the end of this message, that's not an accident. You were meant to hear every single word. You were meant to receive every revelation. You were meant to be here, right now, in this moment, being reminded of who you really are. You are not a victim of your circumstances. You are not defined by your past. You are not limited by what others think or say about you. You are chosen. You are anointed. You are protected. You are powerful beyond measure. And tonight, while the world sleeps in ignorance, your spirit is going to witness truths that will catapult you into your destiny. Don't take this lightly. Don't brush this off as just another motivational message. This is a divine appointment. This is heaven reaching through the noise to grab hold of your spirit and remind you that you were born for such a time as this. Every struggle, every tear, every battle, every moment you thought you wouldn't make it, it was all preparing you for what's about to unfold. Now I need you to do something. If this message resonated with your spirit, if you felt something shift inside you while reading this, if you know deep in your soul that you are one of the chosen ones, then join this community. Hit that like button as a declaration that you receive everything spoken over your life tonight. Drop a comment and tell me what you witnessed, what you felt, what God revealed to you. And subscribe, because this community isn't just a YouTube channel. This is a gathering place for warriors, for prophets, for the chosen ones who are tired of playing small and ready to walk in their full authority. We're not here for entertainment. We're here for transformation. We're not here to waste time. We're here to change the world. And if you're still reading this, you're part of that mission. Your voice matters. Your story matters. Your presence in this community matters. So don't just watch from the sidelines. Engage, connect. Let your light shine here because others need to see that they're not alone. Tonight you witness, tomorrow you rise, and together we're about to show the world what happens when the chosen ones finally wake up and walk in their power. This is your moment. Don't let it pass. I'll see you in the next message, warrior. Until then, know that you are seen, you are loved, and you are exactly where you're supposed to be. Now go. Tonight, your spirit has work to do. Amen.